Georgie.
Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are here at the home office. I am currently just reviewing a creative brief for a partnership that I will be working on in the next few weeks. Huge shout out to Viral Nation and my agents for always making this brand collaboration process super easy for me. But I'm not gonna act like I just woke up one day and got gifted all these opportunities of following, views, and everything in between. I've been working my ass off for 8 years to learn how to create videos on a high level for clients. I've done everything from directing on set to just shooting on set, moving lights and C-stands on set. I was a full-time editor for 3 to 4 years where no one even seen my face. I was just editing for celebrities such as Chris Brown, DaBaby, Future, NLE Choppa, and editing a ton of music videos. But eventually it led me to the realization that I will never make as much as the person in front of the camera. And that statement alone pushed me to get out of my comfort zone, get out of my own head, and jump in front of the camera and use the skills that I've created for other people for myself. Here we are a year and a half-ish later into the personal brand journey. I'm landing multiple brand deals with national brands, and it's super surreal. My lifestyle has elevated in ways that I never thought was imaginable. So you take that how you will and use the inspiration to get in front of the camera and get out of your own way. Anyways, yesterday on Instagram, I asked you guys to ask me a ton of questions to yap about on this vlog that I will get to later on in the vlog. Everything from what gear I use, how I balance my creative life and family life, how I do brand deals, how I shoot, how I edit, and everything in between. We'll cover that towards the end of the video and just have a huge yap session where I just give out a bunch of free game. But right now we're about to go hit the park with my guy Dom and check out his convertible, get some shots, yap, and kind of see where it goes. It's gonna be 100 degrees today, so let's just hope the cameras don't overheat and we don't look too sweaty on camera, I guess. I don't know, but I'll catch up with you guys in a bit.
Walking in Nip shoes, we overdue. Walking in Drake shoes, they over you. Walking in Ye shoes, they want you. Walking in mine like if you only knew. She always told me I would blow up one day. And don't forget the people when you on that.
I've been at home on the computer, so like no roof and the convertible, just getting straight sunlight. I feel like it's helping me. I'm about to go back and like lock in on this brand deal stuff that I'm working on right now, but like just getting out.
You get that.
I haven't been in a convertible in a minute,
really?
First of all, but like, yeah, just being out. Like,
it's cool when it's not like 110 out, you know?
I bet you this whip in like fall is like
money, bro. Yeah, money.
What do you think your biggest like trial, like your biggest hurdles are to stay consistent with content that you're like new into the space?
I would say probably just time. You know, finding the time to do it and the structure to have everything and the pre-production, honestly, because I feel often a lot of the time, unless it's like something I'm doing for somebody else, I don't have a lot of structure in my personal shoots.
And since I've switched to YouTube, I think I've been trying to like schedule out, not schedule, but have like a very rough idea of like, okay, this video I'm gonna talk about, like this is my main point, I'm gonna talk about this, and then everything else will just be extra. And I think that helps, especially with story.
That's one thing I want to improve on is like script writing and having like cohesive story writing too. So, you know,
I think it helps. Even like what you posted yesterday where it's just like a B-roll sequence to like some vibey shit, like it's dope, and it helps you kind of get better as a filmmaker as far as telling stories and shots. And like
exactly, yeah,
I think that's kind of how I built into like what I'm doing now, is like I was just doing B-roll sequences to music, kind of like a music video, because I came from the music video world, and that like eventually evolved into like talking to camera and then trying to think about talking with the B-roll and like step by step. But I think just like filming and like just starting is like the biggest hurdle that a lot of people have.
You'll never lose me long as you know my name and no lie. Cause you mine.
All right, hot take right now. So who's your favorite Spider-Man?
My favorite Spider-Man, I would say Tobey Maguire, just cause like that's like childhood. But Tom Holland, like he's been making his mark, bro. He's been doing it for like what, 10 years?
For real,
I haven't seen the new one, but I've heard good things about it. I've heard mixed feelings depending on who you're asking.
I haven't seen it yet either. I just hope nobody spoils it for me.
No, no spoilers. So we both don't know.
Yeah, we both don't know.
Cool. It's a genuine conversation because we don't know. But I would say Tobey Maguire. Yo, we are back. It was 92 degrees in a convertible with no AC, sweating bullets, but the shots were worth it. Take a moment for a cheers. Shout out Olipop. I don't have a favorite flavor. Don't ask. They're just good. Now, yesterday on Instagram, I posted to ask me questions for this vlog to yap about, so I'm just gonna get into them. There was a lot of people that asked the same question, so I'm gonna kind of condense them into one question. The first question is, how did I get into media? Where did I learn most of my filmmaking techniques? In middle school, I started taking photography. I would just take pictures with my iPhone. And then in high school, I was in a photography club for like 2 years, which like after school, we just go take photos, learn how to edit on like Pixlr, which is like a website. And I knew I wanted to get into video, but at the time I didn't have money for a video camera. It wasn't until after I graduated in 2016, I bounced around a bunch of minimum wage jobs after high school. And one day my wife had just asked me what I wanted to do. And I told her I wanted to make videos. Very broad, didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but long story short, my wife ended up buying me my first camera and my first computer in 2017. And from then I have been grinding my ass off to make something for myself and repay her for seeing the vision in me at a very early age. That's kind of how I got into it. My techniques were just spread over multiple years of doing this, shooting music videos for my friends in my hometown, which then led to other people in bigger cities like San Francisco and LA finding me, flying me out or driving me out there, and then I would shoot videos for them, and then that led to me going to like Nashville and Florida, and then there I would be there for a few days filming, and then I'd meet more people, and then they'd fly me back to Florida, and that just kept opening doors, and the expectations kept getting higher, and I just kept meeting those. What is my camera gear setup and the best travel lens? I feel like I say this all the time, but I literally get this question multiple times every day. I use a Sony ZV-E1, and then for my wide angle, which is what I'm using right now, is the Laowa 10mm. For my cinematic shots, I use the G Master 24-70. For other wide shots that isn't my 10mm, I use my 16mm f1.8 G lens. For my mics, I use the DJI Mic Mini 3s. I use the Shotgun Rode mic, which is what I'm using now. I also have a K&F ND filter. I do not use any Pro Mist or any diffusion filters, anything like that. I don't know why, I just like the real digital look. Like, yeah, I'm here. I also have a drone. This is like the Mini 3. Honestly, I'd recommend the Mini 3 Pro. Traveling wise, if I only had to take one lens with me, honestly, it'd probably be the 16, because I can like zoom in on my camera with this, and this can probably go to like a 25 to 35. How do I balance a part-time job, creator time, and also being a present parent all at once? Every hour is accounted for. In the morning I film, the middle of the day I'm at work, the evening I'm with my girls, and then when they go to sleep, I'm grinding up until the time I need to go to sleep, because I gotta wake up and do it again the next day. So sleep-wise, it's probably cooked. Honestly, I would also say that editing is my strong suit when it comes to video production, so I literally shoot my content in sequential order. So at the end of the day, when my girls go to sleep, I throw all of the footage onto my timeline, and it's literally already lined up. I just gotta cut it shorter. So my editing process is like an hour or two and I'm done. What tripod is the right one? Brother, I do not have a good answer for you. I have way too many tripods. Right now, I use a K&F table tripod. That's what I'm using right now. A little travel tripod. I also have this like miniature lightweight tripod that I kind of take with me traveling. Like this thing literally is like the lightest tripod I've ever owned. This is a ProMaster XC-M522. It's the John right there. So this is the tripod I actually use probably the most. The only bad side about it is when I fully extend it, it's like to my chin. Last but not least, I have this K&F tripod. I actually just bought this one. This is a 7-foot tripod. So this thing is like massive. I don't take this with me often. I mean, unless I know I have time to set up a tripod, because this thing is way too big. As you can see right here in the corner, I just bought a C-stand. So that's kind of how I get all my overhead shots and like those super high angles. What is my editing setup and how do I edit in my timeline? I feel like I kind of answered this in the previous question. I will shoot for the edit, meaning I will shoot everything in sequential order. I do not keep extra takes. I film exactly what I need for the edit, and anything else I'll just delete it from my camera. So when I take it into Premiere and I put it on the timeline, it's my whole video is already fully lined up. Again, it's just me chopping it down into a quicker, fast pace for socials or long form. And the programs that I use, I even got it tatted right here. Come on. I use Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects. Why do I have the tattoos? Everyone's like, why would you get those tattoos? What if they update their logos? Newsflash, these are the old logos. I got it before the new logos. Got these things tatted on me because these two programs have changed my life. Adobe, I haven't worked with it yet, but I'm coming. How do I go about creating my videos? Do I make a storyline before I start filming? Honestly, I feel like my workflow is way too sporadic for one answer. There's some days that I wake up and I'm just like, I'm gonna film and I know exactly what I want to film. And there's other days where I don't know what I'm gonna film, so I will try to get like a very rough structure of a vlog or a short form and then kind of recreate it in my own take. Not too planned out. I should be more planned out. And doing these brand deals, I think I have started to be a little more like planned out because I understand how much more time that saves when it comes to filming. How am I able to partner with brands and be an ambassador? Fast forward into 11 months into creating content, posting consistently on Instagram, I got reached out to by Viral Nation that they wanted to bring me on as a creator. And prior to being on the agency, I was already doing brand deals in UGCs solo. I think going with them just scaled it to a new level. possible. You don't need to be with an agency to get partnerships and brand deals. It does make it easier. As of May this year, I have signed with Viral Nation, and that's who I am right now. That's who represents me. So they usually bring a lot of the partnerships my way, but prior to being with them, it was strictly just from posting content. I think people underestimate the numbers. Yes, maybe your video doesn't get 10K views, but it only takes 5 really important people to see it to give you the opportunity. So with that being said, create content, post it, don't worry about the metrics. It only takes one person to get that ball rolling. How did I find my style when making videos? I found my style by just starting, and I feel like a lot of my answers are gonna be just starting because I think that is such a big part of anything. I put out at least 150 videos before I figured out, okay, this style is gonna work for me best. This is what people like to see from me. If I was to start all over again, where would I learn to film and edit? I would do everything pretty much the exact same. Boots on the ground, putting myself out there. Like I used to go door to door, passing out business cards. I used to cold DM people just to shoot, and I would do it all again because it all taught me something. I wouldn't try to shortcut anything. I'm getting to a point now where I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor, but I'm almost holding on to what got me here more, because those moments when I was about to give up, when things were hard, that's what made me to where I am now. If I had to start content creation again, what gear would I buy first? When I started creating content a year ago, I had 2 accounts on TikTok. One that I would create content with a camera and one that I would create with an iPhone. They literally did the same exact numbers, and that told me everything I need to know. If I started all over again and I didn't have any money, I'm going iPhone, baby, because I've seen it work. I've seen people land big brand deals from iPhone content. So if you just want to start, iPhone. If you want to be a little calculated, Sony ZV-E1 24-70 tripod, dying on the hill, done. How will I balance creating long form and short form content? Great question. I'm actually kind of still figuring that out, but the way I'm thinking about it right now is I'm making this long form content, but then I'm also cutting it down into like a little montage that I post on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen kind of like the trailers for my vlogs. That's kind of how I've been going at it. How do I feel about starting my YouTube channel? It is so good. I'm kind of mad at myself that I waited this long, but I'm not, because I think that I built a very solid foundation on Instagram that making the switch to YouTube has been so easy for me. I mean, I love it here. When I go film in public and people are like, are you filming content? I'm like, yes. And like, oh, you have a YouTube. No one ever is like, oh, you have an Instagram. So like, in my opinion, YouTube creators are kind of like top of the food chain, I guess, when it comes to like content creation. Like people know like, oh, that's a YouTuber, but I've never heard anyone be like, oh, that's an Instagrammer, if that makes sense. I don't know. I love the YouTube stuff. I'm trying to get better at making longer videos. I don't think I've made a video longer than 9 minutes yet. Trying to get past 10 minutes, that's kind of a struggle right now because I'm such a fast-paced editor, but we're almost at 2K subs in 2 weeks. Insane, but we're gonna keep it going until the end of the year. Can we hit 10K by the end of the year? How do I not run out of content ideas? I think I answered this like a couple questions ago, but I literally just film my life. I'm not doing anything in the side of like content as far as, I mean, like I'll set up some lights or get like a good shot, but other than that, like me cleaning my house, I do that every day. Me going to work, I do that every day. Me spending time with my daughter, I do that every day. Like the things that I'm filming and like the stuff that people know me for is literally just my life captured cinematically. I would say I pretty much just live my life with a tripod and camera. Not all the time, but when I know I want to make something, I'll just bring the tripod along. So how do I stay consistent with a busy schedule? And I feel like this kind of goes into how I balance a part-time job, creator time, and also being a present father. Every minute for the day is calculated. There's no naps, sleeping super late, waking up super early before my family to film, spending time with them when I come home from work, and then editing after they go to sleep. It is just fucking grind time. I'm gonna be 28 in November. I have a daughter, I have a wife. I don't have time to slack off. I don't have time to be embarrassed at what other people think about me. Like I am locking in because I got people that are depending on me. Whatever way you guys see that. My last question, 3 key points of advice for your beginner self getting into content. Stay consistent and post regardless if you want to or not. Showing up is more important than the quality of the content. And the third one would be, don't get lost in the numbers. I think creating what you want to create will make you be consistent for longer than forcing yourself to go out and do something to create. I think that's how people burn out, opposed to just filming your life. And that is the last question on my Q&As from Instagram. So I appreciate you guys all for asking the questions. If you made it this far in the video, comment FX67 in the comments just so I know that you actually watched this far. Anyways, I hope this vlog, more than anything, I hope it lets you know who I am. I've posted 3 vlogs in the beginning that were kind of more cinematic, story driven. I didn't really get to say too much who I was or give too much backstory on my life and how I got here, I guess. So if you could take away anything from this vlog, I hope you just got to know me more as a person, as a creator. Now I'm getting to a point where I'm building a pretty solid foundation here on YouTube. So kind of just wanted to open the doors into my reality, who I am, how I got here, and why I do what I do. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.